All right, so we are now on the second part of season 2 of the Whitest Kids You Know. And for episode 6 of this show, I couldn't really find one skit that I liked overall. So I just picked one of the ones that was just random was Zach meeting Trevor at the park. And when they meet up, he's like, "Hey, what's up, Trevor?" And Trevor's like, "Oh my God, hi." And like he starts doing all this like weird, like acting weird around Zach, right? And Zach's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And eventually, through with this whole thing, like, you were great in that one movie, like he and all this and that. It turns out that Trevor had just recently came back from the doctor, and he was diagnosed with this disease that makes him think that everyone looks like, or everyone is Forrest Whitaker, the actor. And Zach is like, "So you just came back from the doctor and were diagnosed with this, and you just assumed when you first saw me that I was going to be Forrest Whitaker." And he's like, "Well, chances, you never know." Instead of like, using some logic and saying like, "Hey, I just got diagnosed. This can't be Forrest Whitaker." And so he just assumed it was Forrest Whitaker off the bat. So then Timmy comes in, right? And then Trevor turns toward him. He's like, "Oh my God." Because he thinks it's Forrest Whitaker again. Such a goofy little skit, but I liked it because like just like Zach's like he's just like, "I'm over this shit. Like, neither of us is Forrest Whitaker. You need to stop."
And you're talking to both of us. We can't both be Forrest Whitaker.
And he's like, "Well, that's so you have to be Forrest Whitaker." He just picks one as Forrest Whitaker. All right, so episode 7 of season 2. It's in the skit is Sam as the wife, Trevor's the husband, Timmy's the son, and Darren is the daughter. And so basically, Trevor's he's got the whole beard. It's funny because he makes the beard gray, but his hair's still black. And so he's older. I guess he's supposed to be older. And he's sitting at the coffee table or at the kitchen table. He's pulling out a typewriter, and then he's writing something. Sam, the wife, comes in. And he's like, "Oh, what you doing, husband?" He's like, "Oh, well, I got up this morning and I figured I'll start writing that novel I've been talking about writing, or that book I've been talking about. Been talking about writing." And she's like, "Oh, what's it about?" He's like, "Oh, it's the 10 chapters or 10 steps on how to have a successful relationship." And Sam, I can't convey how well he did this line. He's like, "Oh, 10 steps on how to have a successful relationship." Like the way he does successful, it's like it's hard to explain. Like he takes it a tone lower, and then like a halting stop for a second successful relationship. Then when he said that there was going to be conflict, and it was just like, I don't know what. Like lately, I've been loving like the way actors like they do a lot more than you think they do. Like that was a perfect,
at least the good ones.
Right? Like that was just like a perfect way to convey like that she didn't believe that he had a good enough understanding of relationships to make a good book, and it was all spoken in one simple line.
Yeah.
10 steps on how to have a successful relationship. I can't even do it because you have to watch it. It's so fucking beautifully spoken. And then Trevor flips out. So, "Oh, what the fuck is the problem?" And they start having this massive fucking argument. Trevor says, like, "You're lucky I'm about to hit you." And like, "I wish you would, you fucking pussy." So they start cussing each other out, having this huge argument. And that's basically the whole skit. It's like him trying to keep her like chapter 1, accepting your partner's flaws, one and all. And then she's in the back talking shit to her friend on the phone, and he gets up and he throws a chair, and then Timmy comes in and he starts crying because they're arguing. And then Darren comes in and she's about to pepper spray both of them. Like, "If one of you fucking touches me, I'm calling Child Protective Services." And she runs out with a fucking pepper spray in her hand. I'm like, what the fuck kind of relationship, marriage, family is this? They're just having this fucking random ass argument one morning as Trevor tries to finish his fucking book. It was so, but just that line from Sam, the way he delivered it, sold me on the whole fucking skit.
Sexual relationship.
Just like, I'm like, wow, that was spoken so fucking well. Chapter 8, or not chapter 8, episode 8, season 2. We have Trevor, who's he just got done, I guess, from a busy day. He's all happy, so he decides he's gonna have himself a little wank, a little jerk it.
Like Homelander, above the skyline.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Imagine being that person that lands on it.
Imagine being that guy watching out the window like, "What the fuck is that, Homelander?" And so he's like, awesome. So, but his way to jack off, right, is autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh,
He's got a noose just high enough so like if he like buckles his knees, he'll be like, So he fucking pulls his pants down. He gets on the noose, right? He just starts going off. He's like, bam, he just starts fucking like, this is the greatest day of my fucking life. And then right as he climaxes, his fucking spirit, I guess, or his soul comes out of his body, and his body just lays there, it fucking hanging there. And he realizes that he's fucking dead. And so he's freaking out. He's trying to figure out any way that he can come back to his body. So he thinks that he can't touch it. He wants to at least die with dignity. He doesn't want them to find him hanging there with his cock in his hand, fucking noose around his neck. So he's got this like, he's like, oh, I can move stuff with my ghost abilities, right? So he starts moving his left hand, but instead of doing anything useful, he ends up putting that left hand up his asshole. So he's like, oh no, this is way worse than it was before. So another thing, like he puts his thumb up his ass before he jacks off.
Before auto.
Yeah. So Timmy finds him and starts taking pictures of him instead of putting him in a dignified position. Because Timmy came to pick him up because they're basically like themselves in the skits. It's Trevor and Timmy, and Timmy's supposed to pick him up for a show. And like, oh, what is he doing? He just starts taking pictures on his phone. The newspaper comes in, played by Zach, and he's like, can I have a couple of pictures of you guys before the show? And he catches, Trevor, so he takes a bunch of pictures. Sam is Trevor's mom, comes in, and he's like, I knew he was a gay. I don't know why that has anything. I just knew it. Like that somehow just solidified what her thoughts about him.
She already knew.
Like apparently, if you autoerotic asphyxiate, you're a homosexual. I had no idea.
It reminds me of that Robin Williams movie, the Greatest Dad.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one we talked about.
Yeah. That's how his son died.
Son fucks himself up.
Yep.
Jesus.
Same way.
Yeah. So it's a dangerous high.
What was it, Quagmire? He said where it's like when he's getting strangled, I do that to myself every night.
I guess like because you like toughen up on the right, like you get used to it. That's why it gets harder and harder, and eventually you just go over the line.
Yeah.
And then you're just fucking dead. Always have self-control, people.
And don't strangle yourself.
Or do. It's your choice. It ain't my business. So Trevor's freaking out because he's in ghost form. And God comes in out of nowhere, like just the voice, right?
Yeah.
And he gives him what, like, do you feel repentant? He's like, yes. Like, if I give you another chance in life, will you do better? He's like, yes. But instead of going back in time to like give him another
He's
chance,
gonna go from right there.
from right that moment, he comes back to life. I'm like, man, that's cold as fuck. It's cold as ice. Having to start from that fucking position.
Literally.
Be like if they found me face down, ass up with a lollipop in my ass, and I just come back to life. Like, oh, just leave me dead.
You don't want to come back with that embarrassment?
Hell no. All right, so there was an extra skit on episode 8 that I wanted because it was so fucking random. So Sam is just, I guess he's the dad. Sam's the dad and Trevor's the son. And Sam's getting ready for work in the morning. He's getting his coffee. Like he goes to the kitchen counter, picks up his coffee, turns around, and there's like one of those little island counters, like in between the kitchen that some have. And he notices there's a little a VHS tape and a TV with like one of those little mini TVs that had its own like built-in VHS. That's just for fucking bomb. I missed those. If you kids have no idea, the VHS built into a TV. Oh.
Portable.
The VHS players, man.
Yeah.
And so he there's a tape in there that says, Dad, play me. So he throws it, he puts the tape in, he's like, what is this shit? He's taking his coffee, and it's Trevor, and he's saying how he has this great adventure for his dad on how to find his car keys. It's like a scavenger hunt to find his car keys. It's like, first, Dad, what you need to do is go through those strings over there, pull out the right one, and then turn this tape off. So he looks over, right? And there's just like fucking like hundreds of strings just strewn out all over the kitchen table, like all over all these weird fucking angles, like just everywhere, right? Like it's fucking like just chaotic. And Sam just like, I don't have fucking time for this. That's all he's like, I don't have fucking time for this. I gotta get to work. So he without even stopping the tape, and the camera stays on the tape, and the jokes, like the comedy's in the background. You're supposed to imagine it, like, because you hear Sam going up to Trevor's room. Trevor's still talking on the tape, right? All this and that, like, oh, now you got to get the map that I wrote down on my body, and then you got to do this, you got to do that, and in the back you hear like, where the fuck are my fucking keys? And you can hear just beating the shit out of Trevor. Give me my motherfucking keys! I ain't got time for this shit. And in the tape, Trevor says, like, the reason I did this, Dad, was like, because I just felt like we've been growing apart, and I wanted us to spend more time together. So I decided to make this little scavenger hunt so that you'd come and, talk to me and hang out. Like, that's the line of the thing. But in the background, like, give me my motherfucking keys. And he's beating the shit out of him. You can hear the bell whipping. It's like, oh, give me my keys. It's such a weird juxtaposition. Unwholesome, like a son trying to spend time with his dad, and then in the background his dad beating the fucking dog shit out of him. They always make Sam that violent father for some reason. He plays this so well. Like at the very end, like the very last, so right before the skit ends, you can just hear like, give me my keys, and you just hear like fucking. My God, he's beating the hell out of him.
This is the same kid from the other skit?
Trevor?
Yeah.
No, Trevor's the kid this time.
Oh, okay.
Instead of Trevor being the dad and then Sam being the wife.
Yeah.
He beat the hell out of him. All right, so episode 9 has my second all-time favorite skit. It would be number 1 if it wasn't for the Abraham Lincoln skit in season 1, episode 1, where, Abraham Lincoln gets hammered in the ass so hard he dies. So Jenkins, played by Zach, comes into this office of the owner of this corporation, the CEO, whatever. And he notices his boss, played by Trevor, who's also the same mustache with the hair. Like, he plays the old office man really well. And he notices him. He's like sitting in the corner. Like, he's not in the corner, but he's sitting. I guess it is the corner because he's in the corner underneath this little spot where you can't see from the window because there's like huge windows in this. Like, he's in a skyscraper, like one of the top. I guess one of probably the top building or the top floor because he's the CEO. And Jenkins, Zach, notices him there, and like Trevor's like, Jenkins, get down, Jenkins. And Jenkins gets down, and then he crawls all the way to the desk that's up against the window. He's like, Jenkins, you almost had your head blown off. Apparently there was a sniper in the building across the street trying to get at the CEO. And Jenkins, of course, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because like Jenkins came in there to ask him something, right?
Yeah.
But he was completely superseded by the situation. He's like, Jenkins, there's a merger happening between 3 companies, and the company next door doesn't want it to happen. So they said, I woke up this morning, go into my office, and what do I see? A goddamn sniper across the street trying to take a beeline on me. So Jenkins like, what? Like, so here's what I need you to do, Jenkins. I need you to pop up real quick because he's got a beat on me. He won't have time to readjust and get you. Tell me which floor he is. I know he's on the 37th floor, but I don't know if he's on the third window from the left or the third window from the right or the fourth window from the right. And like he's like go ahead, Jenkins. The Jenkins pops up right, and he pops it down real quick. Oh fuck! Oh shit! There is a fucking sniper. Like now he's like now he realizes it's some real shit.
Yeah.
So he starts freaking out. It's like and then Trevor goes into this weird spiel about how he dedicated his whole life to make his company number 1. It's a weird way to do it while because he has Jenkins like, Jenkins, give me that box behind the couch. And he pulls out this fucking box. And he opens up the box, and as he's telling him like what he had to sacrifice, like 2 marriages, a heart attack, losing every single weekend of his life, he's fucking putting a sniper rifle together. I'm just like, God, it's just like the weird way they did it, right? Doing something like realistic, like how to succeed in a business by sacrificing a lot of your life, at the same time doing something surreal or unconventional by putting a sniper rifle together. I'm like, what the fuck is going? So all right, Jenkins. So he puts the sniper rifle together, fucking pops in the fucking he puts it together too. It's really cool. He puts the whole fucking sniper gun together, and then he's like, he pulls up the intercom from his desk, and he's like, Francine, I don't know her secretary's name, but I'm just like, Francine, could you send one of the interns in, please? And fucking Timmy walks in like, you more coffee, sir? And boom, gets his fucking shit blown the fuck off. Like, gets his head blown clean the fuck off his butt. Like, he like a hole like in his left eye right where he got fucking shot. And with the sniper taking a shot on him, Trevor pops up and fucking kills the sniper. He pulls out a piece of glass He looks out like, that is a kill. And he's like, good thing, good job, Jenkins. Jenkins is, by the way, Jenkins like, what the fuck is going on? So he gets a phone call from the opposite company, right? And they're like, hey, how's it going, Harold? Nice try with that sniper. Like, this merge is going in. And like, they actually go into like real like business
things.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. But all of a sudden, the opposing office, because they're like across the street, they throw a fucking flashbang into the fucking office, and like he just looks down at it, points at it, and looks at Jenkins' flashbang, and he fucking covers his face, and that shit blows up, right? And then like when Jenkins like gets back to being oriented, because he's like, he got disoriented with the flashbang. You see Trevor trying to level a mortar thing. The little mortar ones.
Yeah.
Then he snaps at Jenkins, and he points to the opposite end of the couch. Jenkins goes to the opposite side, and he pulls out these fucking mortar little bombs. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he fucking he's like, come on, give it here. Like, he doesn't say anything, but he starts like snapping his fingers. He throws it to him. He fucking pops it into the thing, the pipe, and he fucking blows out. You hear an explosion next door. You hear a bunch of people screaming, and like, you still there, Harold? And then like apparently after that they agreed to his terms. And it's like, all right, I'll see you on the Wall Street floor or some shit. And he fucking hangs up. It's like, another day of business, Jenkins. so what can I do for you, Jenkins? And he's like, my brother's having a wedding in 2 weeks. I was wondering if I can get that Friday off as a vacation day. And Trevor's like, no, like, get out. I'm like, wow.
But it's basically taking like the metaphor of war between companies to an
like
actual
an actual physical confrontation. Like him just fucking waking up one morning, you get a sniper beeline on you, a flashbang tossed back, a fucking mortar strike. I'm like, god dang. Maybe one day in the future will be like that, but for now it's not.
Boeing and Northrop Grumman.
The day we have standing armies for companies, that's the day
Then we're getting close.
Like, hey, you gonna join the army? I'm like, which one? McDonald's is having a good benefits.
Have you seen all those stories coming out about McDonald's? All the headlines that says McFucked, McSquare. Just everything.
I haven't liked McDonald's. I mean, I like the food; it's fine. But I lost a lot of respect for McDonald's when I found out the monopoly shit was fake. That the people that were in control of it were keeping all the actual prizes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because every fucking year that Monopoly shit came out, never won. And I kept wondering, what the fuck? No one ever wins this.
That's why.
And it turns out these motherfuckers were hedging the funds or hedging the bets on their side.
Yeah.
Assholes. Let's see. There is another bonus one for episode 9. So Trevor, there's this homeless woman. Played by an actual woman and not one of the main cast, like Sam or somebody. And she's just, it's cold. It looks like it's like New York. Like she's got a big jacket, like one of those like snow caps on.
Yeah.
Like you can tell it's fucking freezing. And Trevor walks up from down the street, and he goes in his pocket to give her some change, and they make eye contact. Like, did you feel that? He's like, yeah. And like it was like love at first sight. So they go on this long extended date throughout the night, right? And they go out to eat, they go to a movie, all this stuff happens, right? And they go back to his place, and he's like, I never thought this stuff actually happens. And like they're going on like an actual like romantic comedy. And he's like, but I want to take it slow. I don't want to just, jump into anything and all this and that. And so he's like, well, I'll see you later. And she's like, yeah. So he goes inside, and she just kind of sleeps. Because she's homeless, she sleeps on the steps of his apartment complex. He comes back out, and he's like, "Could you, leave?" So he's like, "You gotta go." So she just wanders away, and I'm like, "What the?" It's so random. Like I said, letting her come to his, like he wanted to take it slow. So I'll see you around, and then well, bye. And you just like the way she just looks around, right, and then just sits on the steps. I'm like, what? Where else is she gonna go?
Away from there?
That's what he wanted. Like, well, can you, like he nudges her like, all right. Episode 10, season 2, was a little different than the original ones because they were filming one of their live shows that they would do like for like college campuses and stuff, which they would be packed when they went to go do them. I guess after season 1, they got really popular with the college crowd, so they were doing a bunch of live stuff at college campuses, and they were filming one of them, and so a lot of their skits were just like. They were actually just all improv, no like gimmicks or makeup or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the funniest one to me was like, Darren just comes out like, here's Sonic getting mugged, and it's just Trevor skipping, hands closed, right? Someone stabs him, and he just fucking throws all these fucking coins in the air and fucking dies. It's like, yeah, I guess that's how it would be if Sonic got mugged. All the coins would fucking fly out. But it was a nice little look at the group in their real personality, without like in the like, because they have to act in the
without it being scripted,
yeah,
like that.
Like it's just them, like in like the behind the scenes stuff. So it was cool. I forgot because I thought that was its own special episode that came out like a couple years after, but I didn't know it was season 2.
Yeah, like it was actually an episode
of the actual series. Yeah, I was like, oh well, that's surprising.
That's kind of cool though.
So that is it for the Whitest Kids You Know. Season 2, they're so short now that I think I'm gonna do the full season, like season 3, 4, and 5 will be episode 1 through 10.
Yeah.
So next week it'll be season 3, 1 through 10. Then the week after that,
that way 1 through 10.
Yeah, that way it'll be more little skits because their skits are pretty quick.